Hello, buddy. Shit. Hello, welcome. I was sitting here for 2 minutes in silence, like, why the fuck isn't the stream starting? And then I realized, oh, I'm recording this all, and it's just a recording of me sitting, waiting, doing nothing. Hello, welcome. We made it. I might have gone to this page, which is completely empty. Just ignore that. This also isn't working. You can see my camera isn't. Yep, there's a lot of things that are going wrong. But with us today, we've got two lovely people. We've got Striking. We've got me, and that's about it. Thank you guys for joining. Hello, how's everyone doing?
Hello, buddy.
There it is. There's the energy. You guys, we're on YouTube. You gotta be like super crazy, you know. We gotta throw out the clickbait. We gotta do everything right.
Going crazy.
Streamer forgets about second guest live on stream.
I love the energy, Rage. Thank you, man.
I like bananas.
Very good.
Crazy.
Random equals funny as well. That's true.
Always.
All right, Striking. I was itching for a good topic to open with. Striking has a lovely one, a juicy one for us. So please hit us with it. I think Rage was ready to go nuts on it. So.
Well, to give a little backstory, right now on Steam, if you search for Horizon, you will find Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition to be released this summer. What a lovely game that has been a PlayStation 4 exclusive for quite some time, since it came out in, I don't even know when it came out.
I love your news anchor voice.
Well, all I'm saying is that I would like you to read something that has been said on the forum. Most awful Sony decision ever seen. Instead of systematically destroying PC gaming as a direction, you decided to support it by porting one of the best exclusives?
Oh my
God. Are you seriously? It is difficult to imagine a more stupid decision. I promise you will feel all the consequences of this in full. P.S. and yes, like many of your loyal customers in past, I also plan to cancel PlayStation 5 pre-order. Will never buy any consoles from your company anymore. I really hope that once you could destroy the PC platform, and you were already very close to this. Are you giving up now? I hate you for that. PPS, stop it right now. Cancel the port.
What the fuck, man? It's even worse than I expected it to be. What the hell? There's threats in there.
There are a lot of threats.
There's everything. Oh my god. Yeah, I actually want to show that on screen. Let's see. That's wow. That's amazing.
There's some energy behind it.
Yeah. I'm trying to Ray, what are your thoughts, Rage? Huh?
So wait, was that only one person that was mad, or was it multiple?
But that was one of the posts. Like there's right now there's not much to discuss. So most people are just talking either about how it shouldn't be released to PC or how it should be released to PC, and everyone that says it shouldn't be released to PC is wrong.
That's pretty unbelievable. That is.
Well, beside understanding why they are trying to gatekeeping on its own is like a bad thing usually.
I don't think that needs to be said.
No, because the difference is you have to look at the reasons for gatekeeping to understand the persons why they're mad. Like no person is just irrationally trying to like deny people something normally.
I don't know, this person's talking like Obi-Wan, like, you were meant to be the one to destroy them. Like, why do they want Sony to destroy PC? Yeah, what's wrong with PC? What the fuck?
Yeah, what I wanted to say, these person's reasons I cannot understand.
I mean,
like,
it's
why they would want to.
It's probably some 15-year-old. Like, it's like the old school Xbox versus PlayStation, Battlefield versus Call of Duty. Like, we need to beat the others. This is a war that we're waging here. Let's see. Oh, it's on Steam. The person came to the Steam forums to write this.
Yep, that's I said. The Steam forums are Battlefield right now.
It's arguable that it's troll bait.
Oh yeah, it could very well be, but there's also been like in the past a lot of posts in that which is basically,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but there's a reason that 50% of all the topics on it are either people saying they hate it or they hate the
There's
people talking
definitely
about it.
yeah, there's definitely genuine people that actually are thinking this. I don't get it, man.
Well, the appeal of exclusivity and gatekeeping is there, understandably, to some extent. But
I don't know, man. Like, I think that gatekeeping is horrible, except if you want to defend a castle.
Yeah, I actually read today that there's rumors that they're working on a Bloodborne PC port, which would make me very happy
That would be
because
lovely.
which would make sense as well, because in this case, Sony is acting as a publisher, because Sony is the publisher of these games.
is Sony the
Alright.
publisher of Bloodborne as well? They are, right?
Because they struck a deal with
FromSoft.
From Software, to like make an exclusive title, and they funded it as well. That's the reason why it is exclusive. Like nowadays, no developer would look at the game they're making without like some sort of deal and go like, I want to bring out my game only on fucking Xbox or only on fucking PS4, because that would make no sense at all.
Well, they're given a good amount of money that like solidifies their future for
No,
quite a
that's what
while.
I'm saying. If there's no deal behind it. So
Well, yeah,
there's a
obviously,
deal,
yeah, obviously.
money flowing, and in this case, Sony is actually the publisher more.
I mean,
as
yeah,
far as-
if they're publishing Horizon on Steam,
if they decide like this title did its thing where it like secured us sales on the console as an exclusive, and it made us a lot of money as an exclusive, next step would pretty obviously be to expand to make more money of that game, because that game is like there, and the possibilities is like returning profit is there, because spending money on a port, like you will get the return because you will get the sales, especially in such good games. That's almost guaranteed profit.
Yeah.
It would be stupid not to do it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's the same. You could use that argument for all exclusives for all of time. Like,
But that's
recent
how it is as well. But the reason why it is happening now, because 10 or 20, like 10, 15 years back, when the console wars between, like the previous console generation, basically, many publishers said the PC market was dying, and if you look at the numbers, there was a huge difference between PC sales and console sales. I mean, games. But now that completely changed. Of course, also due to Steam and Epic Store and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it is very lucrative and profitable to make those ports. That's why everyone is doing it. Sony, Microsoft decided, fuck it, we don't need Xbox exclusivity. We will put everything to Windows. Capcom, basically all the Asian publishers are seeing the PC market in a different light now.
Yes, I agree. I mean, yeah, that is exactly what's happening. Yeah, but I was just trying to say I think it's very likely we'll get Bloodborne and God of War, and all the PlayStation exclusives will come at some point to Steam.
I mean, we got Red Dead Redemption not
hoping.
that long ago as well, which was also an exclusive.
Yeah, that was a pretty big
That
deal.
wasn't it on Xbox as well?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
no,
that's
yeah,
not,
that
that's not the same
yeah.
thing. That's not a console
It's just,
exclusive. Yeah.
yeah, it was just Rockstar. Yeah.
I think it was PS4 exclusive, like the previous one. The first one was PS4, PS exclusive as well.
Really?
The first one, first Red Dead was on Xbox.
Was it?
No, wait, maybe not. Let's see. Red Dead.
Yeah. Well,
Actually,
apparently,
I think it was. I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Red Dead-
was. It was.
Yeah, it definitely was. Actually, I played it on the Xbox.
Yeah, it was.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, after all,
Rockstar's hate
Yeah.
is for PC only, not just on
Yeah.
Xbox.
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 was on Google Stadia.
Oh shit, dude. Have any of you guys gotten the Google Stadia yet?
No.
No, definitely not.
Is it? It came out, right?
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
mean,
wait,
how
wait.
else is a game supposed to be released on it when it doesn't come out?
Sure. It's just I don't remember it being released. And is it still being sold? Is it still alive? Is it doing well?
Supposedly.
Supposedly it's doing well.
No, supposedly it's still alive.
Okay.
I don't think it's doing well.
Damn. Steam released a beta of some sorts now for cloud play using your library. I think it has something to do with GeForce though as well. But I think Steam is a good company to like it's. I wouldn't feel like buying a whole other platform like Google Stadia for all this, but if I can just play my Steam platform and have the choice of streaming it through a cloud service, then I would definitely try it out. Because like some games are just gigantic, over 100 gigs,
The
and it's
issue
like
is-
I'd rather just stream it. And, yeah.
Sorry, in Stadia's case, the issue is you have to buy the game at full price first of all,
Yeah.
and then there's a lot of stuff they advertise that never actually work. They burn themselves horribly with the market.
Was there? What didn't work?
Yes. All the 4K 60 FPS super mega graphics
Really?
never worked. Yeah,
Hmm.
for many games, and also one moment. Excuse me. All right. Yeah. Now all the other similar services are cropping up with way better like solutions, the technologically and also more user friendly, better prices, and more games. So Stadia, I don't know. It might have opened the gates, but it will not.
Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
think it's doing that great right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of things, it's somehow relevant. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's somehow relevant. EA is back on Steam, publishing tons of games. I'm not sure if you guys saw this. I think we actually talked about it briefly the other day. Like, did you guys ever play this? You both liked Mirror's Edge 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Catalyst is on Steam now. I don't know if you guys ever got the chance to play it.
Oh well.
I
Interesting.
tried it once. I decided not to run on my PC.
Nice.
I see. We actually talked about Catalyst on the podcast when I played on Origin at some point this year. But yeah, Mirror's Edge is back. Dragon Age 2. one that it's the only Dragon Age I played. I know that it's
Yeah.
supposedly the worst one.
Yeah, that's what I found funny is, by the way, the top review for Mirror's Edge Catalyst on Steam is EA doesn't deserve Mirror's Edge.
EA doesn't deserve Mirror's Edge. There it is, but it is a thumbs up.
Yeah. It's like good game, but fuck EA.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of stuff is back. Dragon Age Inquisition is here now. Plants vs Zombies Battlefield for Neighborville. Crysis 3 for those who want to finish their Crysis collection. And that's it for now. And interestingly enough, EA Access is going to be coming to Steam. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work. Like, Rage, you have EA Access, right?
I cancelled it.
Ah, you cancelled it.
It'll
Okay.
run out in like a few weeks.
I was curious if that would transfer over here. I really have no idea how that's going to work. That's a new on Steam.
I'm curious as well how they will implement it.
But no Mass Effect 3 yet. No Sims 4.
Yeah, but then it would make no sense. Like if they don't put out everything that is also available in the access, it would make no sense to get access on Steam at all. Just get it on EA, on Origin.
Right, because you'd get more games there, you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for probably the same price.
Yeah, that's true. But whatever. I'm happy to see some of these games. Although, you do have to still launch, or it launches Origin after you launch on Steam. But
Yeah.
For my
well,
OCD
at least it's there on Steam.
yeah, for my OCD, I like to have it on Steam anyway. Just you get the
Not even
Steam-
OCD, it's just, there where all the friends are. Then when
Yeah.
friends see you play a game,
You got
it's
your
easy to connect.
exactly, dude. You get the gamer reputation. You're like, whoa, is that Mrwoodensheep playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst? That game that's like 7 years old now. It was actually a really good game. But wait, is it? When did it come out? Oops, fuck. Catalyst.
It came out on Steam on the 4th June of 2020. So that's literally when it was developed.
Let's see. When the fuck did it? 2016. Okay.
7th June 2016. So actually it came on Steam 3 days before the anniversary.
Wow, man, that's fantastic.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys are gonna pick up anything from that, but
Might do.
Catalyst is really fun. Although the
Mm.
open world, eh. Oh, speaking of games that went open world, I finally played Evil Within 2.
Finally, about time. It's fucking good.
Dude, it's so good. But my first session was bittersweet because I came right off replaying Evil Within 1, which is really linear, old school kind of Japanese survival horror, and then Evil Within 2, you're just in this like suburban town and it's open world and you can set waypoints and stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing to Evil Within? But it linearized itself later on, and it wasn't as big
Yeah.
as I thought it would be.
It just has like open areas that you can explore, which is I think a really nice way of doing things.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
even has a little Easter egg. Did you completely finish it now?
I completely beat it. We're not gonna discuss
Yeah.
spoilers here.
Well, that's not a spoiler. There's a little Easter egg you can do. A character that is in the start of the game, in the later part of the game, when you literally go out of your way to run back to the starting area because of the connected zones, you get a little cutscene, which is an Easter egg. Let's see if I can find it.
I'll look into that later. But man, there's something they really did such both of these games. I highly recommend this series for horror fans. Like, both games are so different to each other. The first one is incredibly Japanese, and then the second one is very Western. Actually, the lead was a Western, and so I guess a lot of the design choices are kind of influenced more by that, and it's kind of like, I don't know. The second game was, how do I explain it? Kind of like abstract with its horror. You know, you kind of get what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like the nightmare horrors where you're not sure exactly if everything you see is real.
Yeah, it was more artsy.
Oh
But-
yes, definitely, but especially considering one of the people actually has like Snap, you're in my cringe comp now.
Yeah, it was just a good game. Like, there was some really cool. Okay, let me fucking finish my thoughts properly. Both games, what I was trying to say was both games do such a wide variety of horror. The first one is very Japanese, like you can tell from the monster designs and whatever. But both of them do such a good job at tempering your expectations. No, that's the wrong word. Surprising you, basically, consistently. Like, sorry, I know I'm fucking taking 20 hours to say just one thing. Just whatever. they just surprise
It's a
you
good
all
game.
the time. They surprise you all the time, and it's really good.
Yeah.
And the second one, I thought, just had some really cool set pieces, and it was just really interesting. I loved it.
It's really interesting how like in the story of the first one, because like everything is so confusing and suddenly just the whole world breaking down of that, like it's more like what the hell's happening horror, while in the second one you actually know what's happening a bit.
That's very different as well with the whole story. You're
Yeah.
way less confused. It's completely different. I was actually trying to say this to Simi. Again, I'm gonna try to say this without spoiling stuff, because if people like horror, they should play both of these games. But the first one does such a good job at disorienting you like the character. I know it's kind of like a played out niche to say, like, oh, it makes you feel like the game character. But the first game really, it's just always like, I mean, whatever. Without going into more specifics, I can't. I don't want to spoil stuff.
I get what
But
you're saying. Well, all I can say about the game, I like the main character. He has a nice name.
I was actually talking about this, I think, with Rage recently, or with you. I think it was with you, actually. Is the game more immersive or immersion breaking if they share the same name as you?
I think I think I said that before. It's like mostly for me, it's like when I realize it's about the character, I don't really think like if it's a game like maybe Half-Life. Like I mean, of course, Half-Life also has Gordon Freeman, but because of the silent
doesn't
protagonist,
talk,
all
right.
that,
You can insert
it's
yourself.
more.
Yes,
Yeah, it's like more going in his shoes.
Yeah,
but
you're not a
with this
father
third
like
person,
Sebastian, so it's already very different. Like,
well, it's also because Sebastian has its own personality. He's like
I
his own
know.
guy.
Yeah, I understand that. So you kind of don't even, when they say his name, you don't register it at all anyway.
I mean, I just think it's nice. Like, oh, nice. Finally, Sebastian that isn't a fucking evil asshole.
Is Sebastian an evil name normally?
Oh, I remember from one of the books I read, he actually was a child murderer that pretended to be a good guy, but then was the big bad of the book series. Good times.
That sounds like you. The good guy that ends up being the big bad.
Do I have to schlep?
And Rage, I think In Resident Evil 7, isn't the main character called Alex?
Well, that's not my full name, you know.
Yeah, I know, but it's basically it's basically the same name. You're gonna tell me that it's not? Whatever.
Wow.
Well, I
whatever.
approach it always differently because I always, whenever I immerse in a game, I roleplay,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't bring myself into the character at all.
Right.
No.
Of course, the only thing I'm trying always to be the good guy
Mm-hmm.
whenever I play
Yeah,
role-playing games and everything.
Yep.
But I don't see myself in there at all. I'm trying to be the character I'm actually am, which is why I more dislike like silent protagonists and stuff.
You dislike it,
Because
okay.
the person, because a person can never be just fucking silent all the fucking time.
Okay.
I mean, depends of the situation. Normally, you don't talk to yourself whilst but you're alone.
No, but you usually talk to
I
others.
do.
unless you
I don't.
are
I think it's very
sociopath.
normal, actually. It's normal for people to talk to themselves, even in.
But
normal
then you will
situations.
never be the protagonist of a stealth game. Sorry, Sheep.
Shit. What about like Lara Croft, where she just speaks out loud in this tomb? Like, I always found that really funny. She's just
Yeah.
deep in it, and she's like talking a long conversation all by herself.
No, actually, in the later games, she often talks to other people over the comm.
Sure, but
Idiots.
There
I know
are-
what
there
you're
are many
saying.
times
But
where
to
she's
be fair,
like-
it always was a big part of the Tomb Raider series that Lara Croft was
Yeah, of
voiced.
course,
That's
yeah.
her personality. She was actually the one that, after all, she voiced the training course as well.
she did what?
Yeah, the training course. She told you what to do, like how to proceed when you went through the training area.
Oh, in the tutorials, you mean in the original games?
Yeah, it's actually a
right.
training course as well, which is like through her mansion's mansion's yard.
Speaking of like moral compass, how do you guys play 47 in Hitman? Like, is he like a? Do you not give a shit? You just kill all the innocents, or do you just go for the
Well-
assassin?
Well, no, be
for
played
the target.
properly for the highest score.
Okay,
We
so
don't
it-
feel any
I
innocent.
mean,
Okay,
there's
so
a reason I don't play Hitman.
I
Keep
agree.
saying here we are fucking noobs.
Okay. So I agree that the canon 47. Okay, but is it because does he care though, or is it just for this just for the job? Is it just because of the job, or does he respect other people's lives? You know.
Both. No, it's job.
It's
Mostly, I
job,
think,
yeah.
but he
Yeah, I
is a bit
agree.
of his like own
If
person.
it's about people he doesn't personally know, it's job. It's like he's
Yeah.
a professional. He won't just go murder people.
Remember in Absolution where they gave him a lot of character? That was a bit strange. Yeah, that was yeah, and remember when like a squad of killer nuns came after him? That was also a little bit weird.
Solution was horrible.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Why did that? I don't even remember. I played that game like 3 times. I don't remember why there were killer nuns. Why were they dressed as nuns?
Because they were in the marketing trailer, and they were like, "Yeah, now we have to put fucking leather clothed nuns, like BDSM nuns in the fucking game."
The thing is though, Absolution actually did some really good stuff for the series that now the new games have carried over. Like the whole thing where some characters can see through your disguise. That's the thing that was
That was
introduced in
shit.
Absolution.
That was horrible. Because in Absolution, everyone could see through your disguise.
In Absolution, yeah, and you always had to like, psh, and you always heard the sound psh, as you're trying to hide your disguise, and then
Yeah.
you're like, let me eat a donut so people don't. I'm dressed as a cop, so if I eat a donut, I'm no longer suspicious, right?
And it makes sense, honestly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So moral barometer. Let's see what other games have good moral compass. Sims. Do you guys play Sims as a good or evil god?
Are you the kind of guy that leads the ladder from the swimming pool is the question.
As a kid, yes. Now, I feel like every time I tried now, it didn't work. The last way I tried to kill Sim was I kept forcing them to stay in the middle of the road. And every time they tried to leave, I was like, no, stay here. And then they eventually passed out, and I hoped the car would kill them, but it didn't. Sims isn't realistic, guys. I just realized that, actually, from that test. Yeah.
Oh, well, how about in a way to talk about a game on Steam that actually does also have a moral compass and is... Oh, okay, never mind. Let me
It's
just...
okay, yeah, go answer. Me and Rage will talk behind your back. So,
Alright.
you know, Striking definitely plays as an evil character, right? Like in Fallout and stuff.
Always. Whenever I play like a social deception game with him, he's always the most.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, do you have a hard time playing evil characters in games? There are many games where, for
No,
example, like Fallout.
because then I am that character.
No. I mean, where you have a choice. Like in Fallout, for example, I always do a second playthrough where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try and be evil now, or Mass Effect. And I always kind of end up feeling bad for the characters, at least, especially in games like Mass Effect, where they're really established.
Yeah, I never go the evil route. I don't even replay to try the evil route. I actually tried it with Mass Effect as well, and was like,
It felt too like, yeah. It's just like, why are you being like this, man? There's no reason to be like this. Yeah. But there you go. All right, so let's see. Oh, actually, before we move off of Hitman, I played through Hitman 2 Rage. I highly recommend it because you liked the first reboot as well. The second one is even better, I think.
What are you recommending?
Hitman 2. I'm just before we move off of it.
Yes.
But for the first time ever, have you guys heard of the elusive targets that come to Hitman?
yes.
So for those that don't know, Hitman, when it first officially came out, the first reboot and also the second reboot, they had certain targets that would come into the game for like a week or so. And if you didn't kill them then, if you didn't attempt that mission, too bad, you never get to try it again. And if you do attempt the mission and you fail or succeed, you can never play it again. So it's a one-shot, no matter what, target. And there's like 20 of them or something throughout the whole lifetime of the game. And I only just got the game now on sale, and fortunately for me, they brought back like 6 of them. People who already attempted them once could not do it again, but for new players like me, I got to try a few of them. And
nice.
I was really disappointed when I heard about this, because the first reboot, I never got to try any of these guys, because I got the game years later, and it's like, too bad. But I tried them now, and holy shit, is it so intense. I mean, I actually really enjoyed it, and I saw the appeal now. It does suck. I think that every player should have one chance, no matter when they get the game. Like, it should just be there. But I understand that they didn't want them to like copy the files and hack the game and whatever. But I don't think I've ever had such an intense Hitman run, because especially like in the first one that I did, I got discovered and I couldn't save scum, unfortunately. So I had to actually go loud, and I ended up killing everyone. But I did get out alive. But
Nice.
I don't know, just there's something so fun about a one shot, and I was curious, do you know any other games that do that, where you just get one opportunity? I guess roguelikes are kind of like that. You know, you go through this dungeon once, whatever, but can you think of anything else where
Well, not completely one lifetime, but there is a like a bullet hell, not bullet hell, like you know, those like this old alien shooter where like the aliens go from side to side on the screen. What do you call those
like
again?
Space Invaders and stuff?
Yes, Space Invader.
Right.
There is actually a game that uses files on your PC that you shoot down. Where
I might have heard of this. It kind of rings a
Yeah.
bell.
if you shoot files, it deletes a random file on your PC, and when you
What?
die, it deletes the game.
You delete random files as you play it?
Oh yes.
Why would you play this?
I mean, like,
is
Good
this
to see
known?
you actually get a blue screen. But I don't remember.
Yeah, just delete system32 files by chance.
It's a possibility.
Wait, do you know this when you download, or was it some fucked up
Yeah, of
virus,
course.
like
It's
some
like,
Joker virus?
he's telling you shouldn't do this, but if you want, here is it.
Okay, that's funny. Actually, I just remembered there was a multiplayer shooter. I don't know if it ever came out, where you had only one try. You had one life, and that was it. I'm not sure if there was a way to buy more lives again, because that doesn't sound very sustainable.
Here it is.
I'm not clicking that link, striking. I'm not. I don't want to I don't want to risk anything.
It's not going on the site. It's literally just. It's like the description of the game.
Yeah, I'm joking. Let's see here. What's it called? Lose lose? No. What?
Yes.
It's called lose lose. Here's
Yeah.
the,
Take a guess why.
here's the website if anybody gives a shit to try this. Oh my god. stfj.net. Lose lose. There you have it. Go delete your files, guys. In case you weren't paying attention, I'm just gonna save you some heartbreak. Don't download the game. All right, there you go. It's just in case some people tune in now. They're like,
But you
oh,
can get a high score if you
Oh.
delete not enough of your files. The awareness has slotted 412 aliens.
Whoa, 412, and then I wonder what happens when he killed the 413th. The game crashed because his computer crashed. Alright.
Can be up there as well.
Sub is striking. Are you a salesman for this game? So,
Hey, you know.
we talked about that. Oh, did you guys, before we stray too far off of Crysis,
What?
First of all, did you guys, I
You
don't
never
know.
were on Crysis, Gunnar.
No, I mentioned Crysis 3 when I said
No,
EA
you
was-
literally.
No, I said Crysis 3 is coming to EA. It's coming to Steam from EA. That's what I said. Motherfuckers, you don't listen to me. Did you guys ever play Crysis 1 or 2? Or
Yes,
3?
Crysis 1 is amazing. One of the best games I've played.
Really? You love it that much?
Yeah,
Just
I
really
actually.
intro.
Yeah, it was good enough that back in my days I actually started a let's play on it.
Really?
As horrible as it was.
Holy shit.
Yeah, obviously on the highest
Oh,
difficulty.
I want to see
I
that,
loved.
dude. I want to see that.
Oh no.
Rage, did you like Crysis 1 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All, actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I
cool.
feel like Crysis 2 was a bit of a disappointment to me because it was so frustrating to me because this protagonist was silent and a lot of things could have been easily like solved by the protagonist just saying a sentence. Like at the beginning of the game, you get mistaken for someone else, and at some point, the person that you talk to takes off your mask, and like, you're not that guy.
Oh, that's
and I
so
literally,
annoying. That's so annoying. Rage, did you play Crysis 3?
Yes. I
Oh,
played
someone in
all
the chat asked if it's good. You wanna? Is it good?
of- Oof, been quite a long time ago.
I think the general consensus, if you want to try Crysis, is Crysis 1. I
Oh,
think.
definitely.
yeah.
I think they're also making like a remake or
Yeah,
something.
that's exactly what I wanted to ask. I was gonna say Crysis 1 is being remastered, although the first one still looks amazing on PC. I don't think there's any
There are
point.
mods.
It's more
that
for
make it
consoles.
so-
yeah.
yeah.
And there's a reason that it was always supposed to be like this game that's like, it's going to fry your CPU. It was
Yeah.
good looking in the past.
Crysis 2 was the first one I played actually, and I loved it back in the day. And that was actually the only time I ever joined a pro team. And we actually did well, but then we
Nice.
just stopped. I don't know, we lost interest or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crysis
I remember
2
actually
was a lot
really
of
liking
fun.
the Crysis 2 multiplayer as well.
Yes,
It was a good
I
time.
played that a lot. That was a lot of fun. And then I went back to Crysis 1 years later, and I loved that. The freedom is just something. I remember it was
amazing.
one of those games where I always just saved, and then I would fuck around with an enemy for like 5 minutes, killing them in different ways, like throwing them up into a shed or something, and just watching the physics. And yeah, that was a lot of fun like that.
Yeah. It was also really nice that like Nomad as a character, they decided to just either you can make him silent, you could make him male or female. I love that.
The character in the main game, the first one.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I
you
didn't
could
remember
choose
that.
the sound, the voice of him.
That's cool. Yeah, I always like, especially if the game doesn't have that much voice acting, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal to do. It shouldn't be that hard to do.
There was a lot of voice acting from him, but
Oh,
it's
for
like
the
2
first
times
game,
as
you're
nice.
saying? Okay, that's
Yeah.
even better then. Even nicer.
Yeah,
that
it
they
was
did
great.
That's cool. Yeah, Crysis.
Good game. Also on
the
highest
the
difficulty,
music
the
in this
English, the people speak their own language. I don't recall which one it was. Was it Korean?
On
I don't
hard
think so, right?
difficulty, you're saying?
On the
It was-
highest
it was actually
difficulty,
Chinese,
yeah, they speak their own language. The enemies don't say things in the
Ah,
English. They
so-
they don't say like I'm throwing a grenade or I'll
That's
flank him. They
awesome.
say no.
That's such a cool detail. That's such an interesting way to increase the difficulty. Just you now don't understand. They don't what's the word I'm looking for? Like show their attacks. I can't. Man, my brain is fried today. What the fuck is the word? To something. To.
What are you talking about?
Like when you're gonna an enemy tos their attack. What's the word?
I mean,
What?
you mean graph is the last part of the word. I remember that.
Telegraph. Yes.
Telegraph.
Thank
That's it.
you,
We did it.
striking my boy. Fist bump, dude. Yes. Awesome. So have you guys played any cool games? I guess we all played Monster Train.
Oh yes,
Yes,
boy.
Striking started this train, and then I got Rage to get it too. Dude, look at us. So one of you guys can. Striking, you haven't talked much. I feel like. You wanna?
Wow.
You wanna give us?
Well,
a
I
little...
can say it. Monster Train, a great little game. Very much in the esque of Slay the Spire with a bit of a tower defense way. Basic idea is you have a train to get through hell to reignite the spark. to use your pyre to reignite the fires of hell, because angels have won and everything's like for people now. So yeah, you go through there and have 5 different clans, and each of these clans has different cards, different units, different mechanics that they are interested in. And at the start of a run, you always select one primary clan, which is where you get your champion from, and one secondary clan, which you get then also can gain cards from. So basically, the runs can be insanely different, and since each clan has their own mechanics, you can have great synergies between each clan. For instance, the Stygians are very spell focused, but don't really have much health on their units. For instance, the Green clan, the Woken, they are very health focused and can have a lot of spells that make units heal and healthy and such. So you can use that to combine and get rid of the weakness of one clan.
I really thought that did such a it was such a good job at just spicing it up in such an easy way. Just you mix two decks at once. It's I don't know. It's really ingenious, I guess. Yeah, dude, I'm in love with that game, and I think Ray just played it even more than me now as well. Like, I don't know. It's so good. It's so good, and the music is so good.
Yeah, I love that they also say what track's playing in case you want to look it up.
I normally like that, but I didn't think it mattered that much in this game. Like, there's only like 10 songs in its original soundtrack. I want that more in like One Finger Death Punch. You know, where they just get a billion songs from random artists. That game needs that.
Man. Yeah, that One Finger Death Punch needs a third part, please. I want more.
It needs what? Oh, a third game.
Yes.
Yeah. One Finger Death Punch is great. Yeah, both these games are awesome. Get them both. Do it.
Right. Well, how about I mention another roguelike, since we were also earlier about the concept of morality. Have you guys ever heard of Mega Man Battle Network?
You're gonna tell me a Mega Man game has morality now?
No, not that, but have you ever heard Battle Network? I'm guessing not.
Mega Man Battle Network, no.
No.
Well, it's a game for, I think it was only for like Game Boy and such, which has a very unique fighting system where you walk over tiles and then use cards to interact with those tiles. And one game on Steam has now used this fighting style. It's called One Step from Eden.
One Step from Eden on Steam. Let's check it out. Oh, I wish this did this. Oh yeah, this looked cool.
Yeah, it's a game all about that battle system in a roguelike fashion. And interesting as well is you actually do have a bit of a morality choice. When you fight bosses, you can choose when you defeat them to either spare or eliminate them.
Okay.
And from what I've heard, there are also different endings depending on how nice of a person you are.
Okay. So, is it? I assume it's turn-based, right? It's not.
No, it's not turn-based. It's actually that's the interesting part of it. It's you do everything like actively. You move around the tiles and then use abilities that affect tiles on the enemy side. All in live action.
That looks it looks really cool.
That was only in Mega Man Battle Network have I ever seen that before.
Cool. Yeah, good. Very nice.
Yeah, great game. Can only recommend.
Speaking of great games, I'm just trying to find a great game in this list.
Dead Red Redemption 2.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You played Red Dead. I mean, I like how we're always talking about new games. Like, oh, I made this new discovery, guys, and everyone's played it 4 years ago. But yeah, tell me about Red Dead. Did you?
Oh no, it hasn't been that long, out that long on PC at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like 6 months, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was garbage when the port was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give us your quick thoughts. It's fine.
Well, I played it. I did most of the things you can do in the game, but I didn't like 100% it. And then I made over 50 hours. And I now fully understand why it took them 5 years to record all the voice lines.
Is there a lot
There's
of voice
so
acting?
much in it.
There's a lot of voice acting. And what I really enjoyed about this game sure, it is a game, so you have your game mechanics, and
Mhm.
there's not a lot of realism and stuff like that. But a huge critique point for Red Dead was that everything takes forever to do. Like, because all the animations play out, and you
Right, I
have to
heard
wait
that. Yeah.
for it,
Like with
stuff like that.
skinning an animal after you hunt and whatever. Like people said they were tired
Yeah,
of seeing it. And
yeah.
do you
But
agree?
no, because I really enjoy stuff like that, because it's a very nice mix between like realism and arcade.
I can see it looks really heavy, kind of all the animations.
Not heavy.
No, in a good way.
in
Like
fact,
I'm just watching the walking animation, and it looks so real. Like the guns have weight, and so I assume like skinning an animal is gonna take a while.
yeah. Like most of the stuff they actually did in motion capture as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy the game. And I told you this earlier again, but I still think it is like at least the like campaign or like the story portion of it, the game is better than uh, GTA 5.
Well, I
Definitely.
loved GTA 5, so then I'm looking forward to this. No, it looks
Well,
awesome, so
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure I'm gonna
If
like
you
it.
like horses and
I like
western,
horses.
then you'll love it even more. Yeah.
I liked the
Oh,
first
yeah.
Red Dead
Then
as
you
well.
will. If you love horses, then
I,
you will love this game.
I love horses like they're cute animals. I wouldn't say I love like I'm not an equestrian, but
No. I'm just saying. You will see whenever you play it, but like without spoiling anything.
yeah,
And
it looks
speaking of
good.
playing bad guys, you are playing a bad guy.
Ah, really? That makes me even more interested, actually.
Um, yeah, but then it becomes like I don't want to spoil too much, but
Yeah, don't
like
say.
movies and games, whenever like a character tells any character like you're not that evil, and then the character goes, "No, you don't know me. I'm actually very evil." They are not evil. They're actually good. So it usually is.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
You will see, I suppose. But yeah, there's also like a morality system, but that's defined by your actions.
Yeah, the first one had that too.
More than just dialogue choices, which is nice.
The first one
Yeah.
had that too. I was never an asshole. I never like killed random people.
That's surprising to me.
Why? Striking. Only someone who's evil would say something like that.
Yeah, I would very highly recommend the game. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's definitely great.
The story is actually really good. They did an amazing job on that.
Hmm.
Like stories in Rockstar games like GTA and Red
Yeah.
Dead are usually very good, or at least fun to experience. But this is like even better.
Yeah,
I feel
it's almost a shame that it's a prequel, because knowing kind of which characters live and what happens when you played the first
like. But
one.
you don't.
Well,
You don't entirely.
You didn't play the first one, Rage, did you?
I watched like before playing. I watched the story of the first.
Ah, okay.
I mean, of course, there's like differences in it. Like people, things happen that are confusing, but at the same time, you definitely kind of know about like what happened to certain people of the clan, of the group, not clan.
Honestly,
you know who survives. That's more or less it.
if you've played the first one, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some people might even come to this without having even played the first one, and
I
they'll
would say that's even better, honestly.
yeah, that would probably even better
There's merits to both.
to knowing. Yeah,
Because sure,
It's-
not knowing anything, you can experience the story completely fresh, which is nice. But if you know the story, you can see much of the foreshadowing.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
like the change in the character, the
You're right,
significant characters, which is also fun in itself.
Yeah, I
Mm.
can
because you
understand that.
know
Yeah, that's it.
what
I feel like
has
seeing the
going on.
change when you don't know what they're like in the future is nice, because then you're like, oh, is this just because everything's so stressed out right now? Is that like
That's
who is
kind
like slipping the mask?
That's how I played. By the way, before we move off, that gameplay was courtesy of MK Ice and Fire on YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of played Yakuza like that. I played Yakuza 0 first, which is like the 10th game in the series or something. And by the end of it, you see how they get to their normal selves, which I didn't realize. Like anyone who's played any other Yakuza, these guys are kind of different. So Yeah, I guess people will get that kind of benefit if they play this as well. There's a complete surprise. Like, you see the transformation as if you met them in their old self, if that makes sense. Yeah, but I can see benefits to both. I mean, honestly, what did you guys think of Red Dead, or Striking? You played Red Dead 1. I thought it was okay. Like, people were really going crazy over it. I thought it was okay.
Well, I remember actually having a lot of fun with it. There's like, it didn't like the dual system in it.
I had fun.
Always nice.
It was a good game. Just, I'm saying it wasn't like, wow. You know, that's how people were making it sound. And I
kind of
feel like
what made me go wow was like the undead mode, because they literally remade the whole game as like DLC in a way.
it was actually a very fun and interesting zombie game, because you never really get that in a Western setting. And yeah, it was kind of cool as well. All right.
Definitely very interesting.
Very good, very true. I played Resident Evil 3.
Nice.
Remake.
Did you? I heard a lot about it being very short.
Oh, by the way, if you guys are interested in Monster Train, I have a video review on it. And I also have a video review on Resident Evil 3, if you're interested.
Get Monster Train is good.
It's a good game, yeah. After watching my video. Alright, so Resident Evil 3, yeah, it was great, but it was short. And I even knew that going in, and it still kind of was like, it definitely lessened the blow a bit. I was like prepared for it the whole time. But even then, it kind of ended up being like, oh, it's already over. Damn. But that should speak for the quality of the game, because I was sad that there wasn't more. It was a lot of fun.
Shame that it was so short. And doesn't
Yes.
it also have a multiplayer component?
It does. But before I want to move on to that, I just wanted to say Resi 3 Remake, I still think... I actually kind of liked it as a remake, because I feel like it didn't... A lot of remakes kind of remove the point of ever playing the original. It's like, this is just better. Don't bother. Like Resident Evil 1 remake, right? Or the GameCube remake, which is now also on Steam. It's just a better
Are they
version.
really remakes? Aren't they remasters?
Sure, they're more remasters, yes. But what I was gonna say was this is a remake. Like, things are different. Nemesis is way less annoying in this remake, which is a good and bad thing, honestly. Mostly bad. Like, he's not so staple like in the original. He's not like this, fuck, remember Nemesis? Oh god, that was so annoying, you know? In the original, you can say that. In this one, he's just more like set boss fights, which I really like those. Those didn't exist in the original in the way that they do now. But still, he's not like this ever like chasing monster that's just a nuisance. Yeah, and they also like changed a few things in the story. But yeah, it's really good. But what I was gonna say was, I think there's still a huge reason to play the original, which I actually loved playing in the last year for the first time. So that's kind of a cool thing, I guess. They can both coexist in a way. Yeah, the multiplayer portion is Resident Evil Resistance. Boy, do I have some opinions about this. So let me just open up the Steam page, show some gameplay. So Resident Evil Resistance is its own thing, completely unrelated to Resident Evil 3, but they bundled it with Resident Evil 3. Why the fuck can't I find the start page? Resident Evil Resistance is a game, if you've played, it's not quite the same, but if you've played games like Dead by Daylight and what other games are like this, the other games, then why can't I find the start page? Does this not exist? What the fuck? Resident Evil Resistance is a game where you play as 4 or 5 teens that enter some lab, or yeah, and then one of the players, it's an asymmetrical multiplayer game, and the other player on the other team is one person. They're called the Mastermind, and they play as recurring villains from the Resident Evil series. They can play as, you can pick from many different ones. There's also some new ones, and you basically can control the map through different cameras. I really need to find fucking gameplay of this while I talk about it. Holy shit. Okay, here it is, guys. I found it. They actually delisted it from the Steam store. That's why it was so hard to find, because you can only purchase it through Resident Evil 3. There it is, and there's no trailer. Oh my god. Okay, we're watching YouTube gameplay from the channel Throneful. Thank you, Throneful. You are truly wonderful.
Bless
Throneful. So as you can see here, this gameplay shows the Mastermind point of view. You can basically look around through different cameras. This is the only way you can see the map. you can open up your map and change the point of view to different cameras, and you can spawn zombie units depending on how much energy you have. It's kind of like a card game, and you get different decks of units, or like you can attach a machine gun to a camera and shoot people directly, or you can buff your zombies, and all these cards just kind of slide into your hand at different times. So that's a really interesting portion of that. And then on the survivor side, you need to just kind of run around the map, find these different pieces, like these different keys, and then all finally end up at the end of the area, put your keys together in the door, and you progress to the next area. And there's 3 areas. They get progressively harder, and the mastermind can at some point spawn their ultimate form, which is either Nemesis, if you're playing as Nikolai, it can be Mr. X from the second game, and it's like all these different kind of things coming together from throughout the series. I know I'm explaining this kind of shittily, but whatever. It's a good game. It's actually a really fun game. The only issue I have is there's no fucking players, and there's no matchmaking, it feels like, because I shit you not, for like my 10 hours playing the game, I could only find a match as survivor almost instantly. But I tried searching as a mastermind for 20 minutes at a time, multiple times. I've probably spent like 2 hours total searching to be mastermind, and I got 1 match the other day, and I got steamrolled by survivors that were super high level, and I was level 1, and that just sucked. So this game is really fun in my opinion, but man, it's tough to do like solo. I really wish we had a group of friends, like 5 people, and we could do private games and play like that.
Yeah. See, there's the issue again, that you have to buy a $60 game to play Resistance.
There are theories that this month it's going to release standalone, which I think would help the game a lot. But there's actually a lot of depth to it that I didn't expect. I mean, all the different survivors, I should have said, they all have their own classes and special abilities. Like, one of the girls is a hacker, and she can disable cameras so the mastermind can't watch them. There's another guy who's a kind of tanky character, so you want to have him bust through doors first because traps do very little damage to him. Also, he can beat them up with melee attacks very well. There's another healer. There's a person who does, and they all have their own roles and their own play styles. You can play as Jill from the main campaign, who she has a dodging ability which she can use to kind of just sidestep mines. Like, there's actually a really high skill ceiling, which I didn't expect for a Resident Evil game, like a multiplayer game like this. They actually put a lot of thought into it. The community is kind of toxic on forums. Like, it's one of those communities where they're just like, fucking Capcom, you're so stupid, don't you see that the mastermind is OP? And then there's another thread where it's like, the survivors are OP, you fucking idiots. It's one of those games. But I think the game is really fun, but yeah, it's tough playing as a solo person, at least on PC.
Jesus.
At least on PC.
Recent reviews, mostly negative.
Yeah, it's... Honestly, I don't think it deserves that. It's just one of those communities, honestly. You can kind of tell from the series, from the franchises, what will have, like, salty, ungrateful people. It's one of those games where it's going to have someone with, like, 1,000 hours and then negative review. Like, the games don't fix the bug. And it's the devs don't fix the bug. It's like, dude, you have 1,000 hours. And since writing your review, you added another 200 hours. Like, you can't fucking say you don't recommend it, man. I hate that shit. But yeah, if you guys ever get it, I would love that.
Well, I'm not into scary poop pant games.
It's not scary, I think.
Not the multiplayer, no. I mean, you're with friends, yeah. It's less...
Yeah, but I will not buy a game just for the multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it releases standalone.
If it releases standalone, exactly, yeah.
Then, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won't also not just buy Resident Evil 3 just to get the multiplayer.
I understand. I mean, Resident Evil 3 campaign is great. On sale, you know, if they don't ever separate them, I recommend these on sale. They're both great games, but yeah, it doesn't help that this single player is like 5 hours or something. Oh, yeah. Speaking of short campaigns, me and a friend of mine played Kane and Lynch 2. Have you guys ever played Kane and Lynch?
Yes.
I heard about it. Well, I actually I saw gameplay of it and such, but I never played myself. Rage. I heard like you're not really playing nice people.
No, you're not playing nice people. Rage, have you played Kane and Lynch? Which ones have you played? Both. You like them?
The second one wasn't good. The first one is amazing.
The first one's great. I agree. The first one's great. I've played it a few times. There's some cool stuff in, like, I think it's the first game that I remember having such cool destructible environments. Like, all the columns in gunfights would just be bullet ridden in such a way, like they would crumble in certain areas where you shoot them and you could see the innards and stuff. It was great. And in the second game they got rid of that. But I think it's a really interesting series with really cool characters. I think the characters make the games, honestly. You're playing very neutral, kind of gray area people where they're not bad guys, but they get caught up in bad shit. But they also are not the nicest people.
They're assholes. They're assholes.
They're selfish, but they're trying to protect like the people they care about and whatever. Like it's a cool story. I really liked it.
Oh no, yeah, Kane is Lynch. Which one of them is
Kane-
bald?
Lynch is the
Kane
balding
not
one.
egg.
Lynch is the one
Yeah,
who's crazy.
Kane has a family he has to protect. Lynch is just a fucking asshole.
Lynch is fucking nuts. Yeah, yeah. No, but they're really cool. You know they're in Hitman Absolution because it's the same devs. You know you can see them in Absolution.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're in a level
yeah,
in the
remember
gun range level. You can like kill them and knock them out and stuff. It's pretty fun. Anyway, Kane and Lynch 2 played with a friend. We beat it in 2 hours. 2 hours.
Jesus.
And
What?
and the first half we played on hard difficulty and it's actually really hard, and we had to repeat some sections and we still beat it in 2 hours. Can you fucking believe that? Unbelievable. And it has the worst abrupt ending of all time. The worst. The worst. I remember my first time playing it years ago, I was shocked, and now knowing it, I was replaying it with my friend. He hadn't played it yet, and I was just waiting for his reaction. I was like, okay, I'm just excited to see this. And he was just like, what? That's it? No way. What the It's really the worst, most abrupt shit I think I've ever seen in any game or movie or anything. Terrible.
Good. That's always great.
But the second game, actually, the one good thing I can say about it, it's a mediocre shooter. Everything also feels rushed story-wise, but the one cool thing I can say is the aesthetic is really unique. I don't know if you remember Rage. It's I should show some gameplay actually. It looks like it's being streamed on some like live leaks or something. Yeah, and also the setting is really cool. It's in Hong Kong, and everything's just neon lights, but you can see like chromatic aberration from the cameras, and when you headshot people, it's all pixelated because it's like censored, because it's gory. That part is really cool, and also there's like no music. It's just you go on these killing rampages, and there's just this like weird droning ambience, and that I can say was really cool about the game. I'm not finding gameplay here. Let's fucking go to YouTuber for gameplay once again, shall we? This is courtesy of Deluxe 345, so you know you're gonna get some deluxe gameplay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can't really tell from this footage, but the graphics kind of look dated, but there are some shots, because of the chromatic effects, the camera effects, it looks actually like real footage sometimes. It's really weird. But yeah, 2 hours. That's kind of unacceptable.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's a bad game, unfortunately.
It's okay. I think it's mediocre. I would not buy more than €5. I'll say that much.
It's not a good game. Yeah.
Honestly though, because of this quality, I'm actually kind of happy it didn't go more than 2 hours. In a way, it would have been too much. But yeah, there you go. I would love a Kane and Lynch 3. You know, another co-op game that needs to make a comeback. Did you guys ever play Army of Two?
I heard about it.
Oh no!
I actually saw gameplay as well.
I love the Army of Two series. I only played the original and 40th Day. Since I moved to PC gaming, they released another one.
If I've already seen, there's some really cool co-op elements in it.
There are such cool co-op elements that I haven't seen in any game still. Like, the first game alone had an aggro system. Maybe this has been replicated, I don't know. It had an aggro system where if you're taking a lot of shots, one person can try and build up the aggro, and certain guns build up more aggro, like LMGs, so enemies will target you instead. And then you've also got like a revival system where if someone's down, you can drag them from the neck and like drag them around slowly corners, but your teammate can still be shooting as they're being dragged. And there was like parachuting scenes where you're strapped to each other and one person's shooting, another person's parachuting. It's such a good game. I replayed it probably like 20 times as a kid. I shouldn't say it. That was my first Xbox game. No, no, that was the Xbox. That was the game that I played that I couldn't access multiplayer because I wasn't 18 at the time, and I made a fake account with a fake age. Don't tell anyone. That was the game. And 40th Day was even better. It had the best, hands down, the best gun customization in any game. I think even to this day, honestly, you could attach like anything to anything. It was crazy. And your masks, you could customize them. You could go to their website and like paint your masks however you wanted, and you'd put them in like that. And the story was awesome, and the setting, and I love the characters, and I want those games on PC. Don't remaster them, I don't give a shit. Put them on PC, let me play them. I loved Army of Two.
Yeah. I heard that the online service is no longer functioning, right?
I would expect that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember I watched a YouTuber do a thing where he said he's played it with his friend, but all he ever did was use a soundboard of his friend to play the game with.
So he was playing single with a bot, you
Yeah,
mean?
playing single player, but with the bot, but using a soundboard with voice lines from his friend to make it sound like he was playing online.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a sucker for heavily co-op games where you actually need a co-op partner. Like me and Rage played A Way Out as well. I love that. I love co-op dependent games where it's not really like a single player with co-op attached, you know. Army of Two is awesome. I want that on PC. Yeah. Good shit, man. Good shit. Anyone else got something interesting?
Oh well, I suppose one thing that has been circulating over the internet, and even I have noticed it at this point, is a new free game on Steam called Helltaker. If the name rings a bell.
Helltaker.
Yeah, basically a game about an action hero waking up one day and deciding, yes, I want a harem of demon girls.
Oh, I've seen it.
It's overwhelmingly
it's like
positive.
a puzzle game, right?
Yeah, it's kind of blown up on the internet.
There's no like sexual shit in this, right?
I mean, there's suggestive stuff, but no.
I mean,
nothing.
I can show it on thingy.
No, there's. I don't think there was anything like that. No.
Don't worry. If there's nipples, you have striking to thank.
No, there's nothing.
Looks like Samurai Jack in a little suit. So, okay. I mean, I have no idea what's going on, but I can tell it's a puzzle game. I like the art style.
Basic a little puzzle game with nice music, where you're supposed to go through like an area in a certain amount of steps, and when you do, you can try to get a demon girl in your
Came out
heart.
a month ago, and it's overwhelmingly positive with 20k reviews. That's amazing.
And the best part is actually they have one way to give money to the game, which is kind of like an art book, which also includes the pancake recipe.
That's funny. I'll check that out. I mean, it's free.
Yeah, nice music, cute art style.
Cool.
And good stuff.
Looks good. Let's see. So many games I've been saving for so long to talk about. Here's one. I'm not sure. I think I wanted to talk about it last episode, but you weren't here, Striking, because I thought you'd like it, and then I told you about it later. I don't know. Rage, you also might like this. It's called Urtuk the Desolation.
Urtuk.
God, it's been like 3 months since I played this. That's how long I've been holding on to this, so I can't explain it that one anymore. It's an RPG tactical turn-based game, yes. But it's set. The art style is so cool. It's kind of like.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
I told you about it recently, or back then actually. It's hex based, and basically your different classes can react differently to. It's a tactical game with different units. I mean, what more is there to say? Like one guy can charge. There's a lot of environmental combat, which I thought was cool. You can bash people into walls, throw them into pits with spikes. I loved the aesthetic and the world. It's really, like I said, Darkest Dungeon-y. It's kind of like just creepy and gross and weird and dark. And I thought it was just a really fun game that a lot of people might like. Striking, if you need to go soon, that's fine, or you can go now. Not a big deal. You weren't adding much to the conversation anyway.
Oh no.
Not really though, dude. Like it's fine. If you need to go, go.
Yeah. Well, I have to say it was nice, being on podcast and seeing things.
Seeing things, man. Yeah. I'll save stuff for you if there's anything here that I want to tell you about.
Man.
All right. Piss off.
All I can say is
fuck out of here,
buy
man.
Monster 3. Good game.
Yeah,
buy
Monster 3. After watching my
Don't
video.
Don't even watch his video
What
about it.
the
Just buy it.
Fuck, man.
He's bad at it anyways,
What the fuck? Rage, can you believe this shit? Get the hell out of here, man, before I kick you out
I
of the
play, but we'll see.
Oh no, look,
If you're good at it.
he fucked everything up. Striking, why have you done this to me? Oh no, everything moved. Okay, that's fine. I'll deal with it as we talk about the next game. So let's see. Valorant. I know that's like the biggest title right now, but none of us have played it, right? We'll try it.
Striking and I even have the fucking beta, and he was like, "Yeah, let's play." And I downloaded it, and he downloaded it, but he never fucking played.
Oh my god. We'll play it in like 2 years and talk about it like it's a new discovery, right?
Oh no, we will download it when it's out.
It's out.
As you.
It came out like 3 days ago.
Should we play it then? I should play it.
It's just the fucking thing, man. For those that don't know, it's...
The funny thing is,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Let me just
Tell
explain
about
real
it.
quick. For those that don't know, Valorant has been a little bit under fire for some super invasive anti-cheat that basically requests kernel access, which is a term for... that's access, permission access that's needed for like the core parts of your computer system. It's like level 0, so like absolute maximum access to anything, which is kind of unseen in most games, I would say. And a lot of people, it kind of has people on edge because they're owned by Tencent, right? Games, that's their parent company. They say that, I'm not really concerned about privacy personally, but if someone wants to hack and exploit this anti-cheat, they will have access at level 0 of your computer. And Riot Games has defended that by saying like, oh, hackers and whatever normally just need surface access anyway to get all your info, but I would rather have slightly more hackers than have to worry
Such a
about this
bullshit
shit.
excuse, I'm sorry.
It is a bullshit. I don't know, man. Like, I mean, you know, I play Overwatch, I play Siege. They don't have this shit, and for the most part, I'm not seeing hackers. Like Overwatch, I think I've seen one hacker in my like 4 years playing.
The biggest issue, and like what undermines any of their points that they have, is that even during the beta, hackers appeared. Like there is
Right.
documented hacker appearances in Valorant, despite that stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make me feel comfortable to have installed, and I think people, I think they've already kind of like toned it down a bit. It used to run all the time. Now it only runs when when Valorant is running.
I'm not sure about that, but you can uninstall it. That much I know.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just kind of like, why is it? It doesn't need to be like this, man. Doesn't need. But we'll see if it changes. If it doesn't, maybe I'll bite, because it does look like a lot of fun. But it's has so much of the shit to play now anyway. That's why I'm not like too fussed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of holding my breath for the day that we see an article like Valorant players have this Trojan now. It's like, all right.
Now, I don't know if you heard this news. Speaking of, like, when we are, since we are on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Valorant anti-cheat isn't the only one that has kernel access.
Yeah, I know that some games have forms of it, or
No, wait.
yeah. Sorry.
I don't. You didn't get it at all with Doom?
What do you mean I didn't get it? Doom Eternal.
Oh, like, did you hear about it?
I did
Doom
hear
Eternal?
about it. Yeah, Doom Eternal got it, and now they're removing it because people are hating on them.
Yeah, they installed a anti-cheat that's even worse than the Tencent stuff because it is more impactful, and it has to run all the fucking time, and they didn't change it. And it's from our dear friends that made the most beloved anti-copy system, the Nuvo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I
It's
didn't know
the same
that.
company. Yeah.
I mean, I never really got the controversy of the Nuvo, honestly. Is it just that it's taxing? Is that the issue? It's like really heavily, it drains your computer's
Taxing your
resources?
system, yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was it. So it's just that it's overly taxing. Okay.
It is actually, yeah, it is overly taxing.
Okay, then I understand that a bit more. Yeah.
And also people say like it doesn't work anyway because it's, yeah.
The games get cracked within like a month anyway. I've seen it, yeah.
And yeah, and they developed this anti-cheat that also needs kernel access and has like similar to the Valorant anti-cheat. But it's even worse because it is even more impactful than the Valorant anti-cheat. Like it makes games laggy and breaks the stuff down and shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, but the sneaky and like the worst part about it was that basically Bethesda never told people that it would have
Yeah,
this
it,
anti-cheat.
it didn't have it
And
for
for
ages.
many people, it would have been like a deciding criteria
Yeah,
to not buy the game.
yeah.
And that's the main reason why they're removing it again.
It is good at least that they're removing it. Credit to them there, I guess.
Yeah. But also, we might see stuff like we see this a lot of times actually. Developers, or like not, yeah, developers as well to some extent, I suppose. Publishers release a game and there's no bullshit in it, and they wait when all the reviews, all the Metacritic scores, all the stuff is out, like all the publicity is done,
And then
and
they
then
put
they
in
add
the
the
shit.
bullshit.
Yeah,
Like loot boxes,
Call of Duty World War
like,
II did that. I remember with loot boxes.
shitty like DLCs, like they would start restricting stuff, they patch something out, and or stuff with this anti-cheat.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the anti-cheat is not just shit. It is basically completely unnecessary because the online multiplayer, like the online component of the new Doom game, is there, sure, but it's not like the main thing.
Yeah.
Who cares if there are
Yeah.
cheaters there actually?
Seriously. Like, even if it's fun, it's mainly Doom is being purchased for the single player.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And you cannot play Doom at all if the game if that shit is not installed.
Yeah.
So
Did they remove it yet? I hope so.
I think they are about to.
Okay.
I'm happy that I finished the game before it all came down. So.
Yeah. So a game, I want to talk about 2 Kickstarters actually for games that look really cool. The first one is a game called Inculinati.
Okay.
I love the look of this game. So the way they're advertising it is like Darkest Dungeon meets Monty Python.
Wait, is this Armello?
Sure, because it's animals with old art style equals
Yes.
Armello. I mean, it speaks for itself. Darkest Dungeon meets Monty Python. I love the art style, and all the sounds are kind of funny. And basically, you play as 2 different people fighting each other. They're like drawing these illustrations of animals, and all the units have different things that benefit them. You've got healers, you've got I don't know what, ranged people, etc. But I love the aesthetic. It's so cool, and yeah, just looks like a lot of fun. And they've got a Kickstarter going now. They've actually already funded it, I just saw. But if you want to go and support it, 19 days to go still. There you have it. That game looks great. I'm really excited for that to come out. And we've got another one called Curse of the Sea Rats. Let me see. Does it have a Steam page? I don't think this one did. No, it does not. So let's go to the Kickstarter directly. So this one looks a bit less finished. Like that one kind of looks like it's already in its final form. And I see this one's already backed as well. But again, if you want to go and support it, I guess, there you go. Curse of the Sea Rats. An epic hand-drawn Ratoidvania. So, yep.
Ratoid.
Ratoidvania. So it's Metroid. You can see the animation here is great. If they actually start showing the characters.
Oh, look at Armello again.
Yeah, Armello and Sea of Thieves, right? I love the art style again and the animation. It's so cool. Let's go to some gameplay here, some prototype gameplay. So Metroidvania. So there's gonna be some platforming, some combat. I don't know, man. I love the look of this. I love games like this. I recently played Monster Boy. It looks like that. And I'm a sucker for animal characters. I just always think they look funny. And yeah, there you go. Curse of the Sea Rats, if anybody's interested in something like that. I think it looks really cool. I'm glad both of these got funded. Unlike, I don't know if you remember that Cuphead ripoff. Enchanted Portals or whatever. I actually backed...
Not a ripoff.
Yeah, I did quotation marks, you didn't see it. Inspired. Cuphead-like, let's call it. Yeah, that failed its backing, unfortunately. I even backed it myself. But they said they're gonna still make it. Dude, it's only 2 people, and I watched the animation process. I mean, it looks amazing. Like, it's blatantly Cuphead, but the more I see it, it's like they really are doing cool stuff with it. The boss fights look unique, and I don't know, it looks fucking great, man. I really like the look of that game. It's a shame it didn't back, but They said they're gonna continue, so I wish them luck. Yeah. Anyway, so that's those two. I don't think I had any more Kickstarters. One game I think you'd kind of be interested in, Rage, is called... It was a Warhammer game, and I believe it had another game in the series called Aeronautica Imperialis Flight Command. Why you
Yeah,
laugh?
but
Have you played the original?
basically like board game, because there's a board game that is called exactly that.
Have you seen this specific game though?
Yeah, I watched it. I looked at it.
Oh, it's a new one because there's two games like this, I believe.
What?
There's two Aeronautica games.
No. I saw the new.
The new one.
Is there-
Okay.
Are there multiple? I think there's only
There's one older one, I believe.
Because the board game isn't that long, like isn't that old.
Ah, okay. Well, anyway.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the board game looked nice, but I never like was interested.
Okay.
But,
I played the video game. It's
Yeah.
turn-based air combat. There's a lot more to it. I actually did a video on the game on Game Watcher's YouTube channel if you want to check that out, if you want to get like a more in-depth thing. But yeah, it's turn-based. You can really analyze and see what's gonna happen. You've got attack percentages, like or hit chances, I guess, with different attacks depending on the range of your enemy. If you do too many harsh maneuvers, your pilot will like pass out from the G-force. There's a lot of things that kind of come into play. I can see how it was kind of rough around the edges, like aesthetically and UI wise and stuff. It just kind of felt a little bit and I can see how it would get old kind of quickly, but I think there's definitely a market. I mean, let me see how much it is. 23 euros. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd pay that.
it seems to be like just a board game.
Is it? I mean,
Just that the board game you throw dice instead of having percentages.
right. I mean, I did have fun with it, and I think there's definitely a market for it. Like, it is a good game. It's fun, just maybe not for the price.
Can you customize your planes and shit?
No, I don't think so. Don't quote me on that. I don't think so though.
Oh, okay. Because that's also the fun of any tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
Because you build the little planes yourself, and then you paint them yourself in whatever color scheme you want. It's always a part of those type of games.
All right. All right. So let's see. There you go. There's that. You got anything else in the list that you want to mention?
Oh, wait, what did I play? Anything else that was different or new? Let me see.
Oh, I got a key for this recently. Looks awesome. I did not get the chance to play it yet. Did you ever play games like Metal Slug or Contra or Cuphead? Yes. You have. Okay. Which ones have you played of those? I never knew.
Metal Slug was
You
one.
played Metal Slug. Yeah. This kind of gives me strong Metal Slug vibes.
But best game,
Yeah.
to advertise an old game, the best game like in a Metal Slug or Contra thing is, let me find it.
Cuphead.
No. Cuphead is great, yeah, but that's a different cup of tea from.
Cup of tea.
Um,
I don't think you even realized you did it yourself.
I did.
You're that good.
In Intrusion 2, yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I think
Have you ever finished it?
I never finished it, but it was
You should.
awesome.
It has one of the best boss fights ever.
Yeah, no.
That's amazing.
It was so fun, and it's done by
But
one
it's
person.
not that long. It's not that long. You should actually play.
Yeah, like just one afternoon, I'll play it. Yeah, I will. It looks awesome. But check out the link I just sent you. This game is called Fury Unleashed. I love the art style. It really gives me, or the aesthetic, I guess I should say, of the designs and stuff gives me Metal Slug vibes. I don't know. It's so colorful and it's great. It looks really cool. I actually want to play that soon. Can I see a bit more gameplay, please? Again, I haven't played it, so I can't talk much about it.
Yeah.
I'll do that again when I do. It is a roguelike.
But it's a two-player roguelike then.
Yeah, which is kind of unheard of, I feel like, or very, very rare. I guess Risk of Rain did that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to pick this up, I'll gladly play it with you.
Yeah, tell me when you get it and want to
I
play.
I have it right now. I'm ready to play it.
Ah.
If you ever want to play it, then we can talk about it next time. It looks like a lot of fun.
Let me consider it then.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There you go. Looks like a good game. I wonder if it's more than 2 players. And also I wonder if it's online and not local. I see local here. I'm not sure I see online as an option. Yeah. Look into it before you buy it. I'm not sure if it's online actually. Which is always a shame. I mean, we can remote play it, I guess.
We can also just make Hamachi. Oh wait, there's no land, right?
No, I don't
Probably
think
not.
so. No, that would be
That would be silly.
Steam Remote Play works well usually. Yeah. All right. Anyway, have you ever played Journey?
Is that PS4,
PS3 exclusive that came to Epic,
Yeah,
and
I
now
want to play it.
it's
but
on
never
Steam
tried.
in this week, I think.
Oh, how much? Wait,
I don't
there's no
know.
page for that.
Let me see.
Journey, still no. Yeah, still no.
No,
price.
it was wait. Yeah, no
June,
price.
June 11th, but there's no price. Yeah,
You can probably. I think it's like 20 or 30, probably max.
30 would be too much for such a game. I feel like.
It lasts like 2 hours, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Anyway, I loved it on the PS3. I played it probably like 4 or 5 years ago for the first time. I got a PS3 like fucking 20 years after its lifetime. And it just made me want to play the game in 60 FPS on PC, and now we're gonna have a baby on Steam. And yeah, I highly recommend it. I think you'll like it. It's a beautiful game. How much do you know about it? Do you know anything?
I know you run around and collect the stuff.
That's it. All right, great. Yeah, it's a good game, man. Played in one sitting, and I'm just letting people know it's gonna be on Steam June 11th. Yeah, good game. I'm excited to play it because I played it like 20 FPS on the PlayStation 3. Let's see here. Fuck, where am I? I also played a game called Cloudpunk. Have you heard of this? I'm not sure if
Is it like Frostpunk?
not quite. I
Is
haven't.
it on Steam?
I'm not sure if you'd like this or not. It's a walking simulator, quotation marks, but more like a driving simulator. So there's no actual gameplay. You know what I mean? There's no combat or whatever. You run around, drive around, soak in the atmosphere. You play as a delivery person in a cyberpunk world in the future, and very quickly you find out that the company you're working for is kind of in a gray area where they're like asking you to deliver shady stuff, and they're like, don't look in the package no matter what, you know. And so you can sometimes have choices: should I deliver this here, or should I throw the package away, for example. And you can explore the world, talk to NPCs. The world is gigantic, but the main story is kind of linear. Like, you know, you go from point A to point B. There are optional people to talk to as well with their own side things. Yeah, the aesthetic is really cool. I liked it a lot. In my review, I showcase. Unfortunately, there's some bad voice acting sometimes, like some pretty bad voice acting in my opinion, pacing wise, and like just this bad filler. I don't know. Watch my video review if you want like a real example. For the most part, though, it's okay. But yeah, for people who like just atmospheric, chill games, it's a good game. It is a really good game for that. I saw people commenting like, missed opportunity. Why? I wish this was more like GTA where you shoot and stuff. It's like, what? This is a different game. Just wait for Cyberpunk. Like, what are you talking about, dude? A lot of people saying that.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, when is it coming out?
2077, I think. Right?
What?
Yeah, it's a little joke
July
for you.
27th.
It's a little joke for you. No, I said 2077. 17th September.
Oh, okay.
I might get that day one. Not day one. Week one. I'll see what people say. Fuck. People have so much other shit. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll see. Yeah, anyway. Cyberpunk. Let's see. deleting things off the list, I played a bit of Gwent. Speaking of CD Projekt Red, you enjoyed Gwent in Witcher 3, right?
Yeah, I actually have the like cards.
Oh, you told me that. That's awesome. The physical things.
Yeah, both of them. Like there are 2 sets,
Mm.
one with the main game and one with the expansion.
So Gwent standalone is finally fully released. It's been kind of playable for a few years on GOG, but it's on Steam now as well if you're interested. And it's a full-fledged game now. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you liked Gwent in the original, it's been years since I played Witcher 3, so I feel like it's not exactly the same as what I remember. I think it's still a little bit different. Again, don't quote me. I might be wrong, but was Witcher 3, like the single player Gwent, there was more of a focus on like, I feel like there were a lot of cards where you could like flood an entire row and stuff like that, right? I feel like there's not that much of that in this game.
Flood? No.
I remember a lot of like weather cards. Am I remembering this wrong?
Oh yeah. You had 3 different weather cards for each line, where if you apply it, your and your enemies.
Oh yeah, both of you.
Oh
Both
no,
of you
was it both?
No,
Yeah,
it
both
was.
Couldn't like attack in that line.
Yeah, there's not so much of that in it. I mean, whatever. They've changed it a little bit. They've obviously balanced it more for PvP. In the single player
The
Witcher
balance
3.
more from more different cards, because the original Gwent was very closed-in system on its own.
Yeah.
So it's easier to balance. But like with the Gwent standalone, they have to add way more cards, of course.
But yeah, I thought it was a fun game. If you want to play a card game, it's free, as you'd expect from card games nowadays. Yeah. So that's Gwent. I don't even remember what the fuck this is. I wrote down PS5 controller to talk about, but that's old news now, and we can just wait for the PS5 final release. Looks like a UFO.
Oh, did we talk about how Take-Two are scumbags?
Is that interesting though? Is that new?
Yes.
Take-Two are always scumbags.
No, they are real. No, with like specific scumbags with very very specific examples.
All right, go ahead.
Well, have you played what is it called? Kerbal Space Program?
No, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, you heard about the game. So, the second one was in the making by the studio. Let me tell you actually what it's called. Kerbal.
Private no. Star
No,
Theory
the-
games, Intercept.
Yeah,
games.
Star Theory games.
I'm seeing
exactly.
also Intercept games. I don't know, one of those.
No, it's
Both
Star-
of those.
oh.
Oh,
Assholes.
okay.
Okay, yeah.
I think I understand
it's Star
what's going
Theory
on.
Games. All right, Star Theory Games had a contract with Take-Two
Yeah.
to develop this game, but Take-Two was also interested in acquiring this studio.
Hmm.
But the studio management, like the development studio management, wasn't like didn't agree to the terms because they didn't think it were good. Like they didn't feel like they were what they wanted, basically. It's in their own right, sure. If you
Mhm.
don't want to sell your company to the specific circumstances or like specific terms, you shouldn't. But what Take-Two went and did then, they were like, all right, we are canceling this contract we had with you for this game.
Mm.
And on the at the same time, and it wasn't like they didn't like send an email, or they did, or like just regular mail to the development studio. They were like, they sent it to every
What?
every employee of the development studio, like via LinkedIn.
Oh right.
LinkedIn is like a professional
Yeah.
social platform. They said like, yeah, we are canceling this and this, and if you want to, like, we will hire you, basically.
What does that accomplish?
Well, basically what they did is, because they canceled this contract, like a few weeks later, the studio had to close down. They had no money.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Take-Two poached the studio, tried to poach the studio of all of its employees. So
Okay.
basically, instead of buying the studio and the studio saying no, we want different terms, they cancel a contract to put huge financial pressure on the on the studio, and at the same time poached talent from the studio to make their own studio, which is called Intercept Games.
I don't understand what does that achieve? What does that do?
They got what they wanted. They got the people still working on the game, and they are owned by Take-Two.
Mm.
Just what they wanted with the original development studio, but they didn't want to sell.
Okay. But it's just you said that it was about like they didn't want to accept certain terms.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So, but they still need to accept the terms with the new development studio. So.
Well, well, the management didn't want to accept the terms.
Mm.
But when your studio is closing down, what are you doing as a normal developer, like as a normal employee?
Okay, so they got the development people.
They
as opposed to
basically
the-
shut down the studio by
Yeah.
like canceling the contract by putting financial pressure on them,
Yeah.
and then got it entirely while it was dying to get all the people
Very
because they
nice.
didn't get what they wanted at the beginning.
Mm. Yeah,
Just-
they're one of the publishers that I would try to never work with for sure.
Take-Two publishes a lot of great games, and they are not known for the loot boxes and shit like that. Like
They do worse stuff in my opinion than loot
Yeah,
boxes.
but in the industry itself, they do horrendous stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I discovered a game recently called Signalis.
Okay.
Completely a 180 that we're doing here. Looks like an indie horror. That's all I can say. Indie horror. It looks super interesting. I love the aesthetic. It's got this these like pixely PS1 kind of looking graphics. But I love this monster design here that I'm seeing on screen. I don't know. It looks horrifying. It basically looks like kind of like a Resident Evil-esque game, I guess, but with a sci-fi kind of theme, as you definitely saw there. And it looks even more horrifying. I don't know. Looks cool, man. Looks really cool. I'm really excited to try that out when it comes out. Yeah, Signalis.
All right.
And we've got, let's see. Revenison in chat is saying Artifact best card game. It was pretty good, dude. They fucked it up, but it was pretty good. I'm curious to see how they're relaunching it now in 2.0 pretty soon, I think. Are you gonna give it another go? Actually, Rage, did you even like? You thought you didn't like it that much, the original, right?
I did. I told you this before. I'm burned out on TCGs.
Okay, so you liked it, but you were like, nah.
Yeah.
not feeling
My
it.
issue I had with it was a blatant cash grab, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's hope that they reform that stuff, because I think it does deserve a second chance. Like, I don't know. It was fun from what I played, but I don't play card games often anyway, so I didn't play it much, and I wanted friends to play it with. Yeah. And we're actually basically done. I wanted to show like 2 more games here. We've got another game here from, let me just see, from Obsidian.
All right.
Oh yeah. This looked really cool. I just had the name down. I didn't remember quite exactly what it was. So it's called Grounded. Here you go. Here's a link, Rage. So it's an RPG, but you play as like shrunken children. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but an RPG game. And it looks like Rust, but you're killing like giant insects, and I don't know, you're probably crafting out of like small fucking sticks and stuff, or toothbrushes. I don't know. I love the cartoony look, by the way. I just for once, this is a way to get me into a survival game. I'm not usually into survivals, but like like here, he chopped down a giant berry, just a single berry, and it looks like it's got like a Fortnite kind of building housing system. I think it looks great. I really love the look of it. Fighting giant spiders and stuff. Like, sign me up,
Oof.
dude.
I will probably poop the pant though.
Oh, yeah. You don't like giant spiders? Yeah, I'll be with you, don't worry. We'll play it together. There's like stink bugs and ants. Come on, you've played Earth Defense Force, right? You should be prepared for this.
No, I didn't.
And he made a fucking spiderweb trampoline there. Look at that.
It's interesting, and also obsidian. Curious what they will do.
Yeah, it looks really cool, right? I'm not usually interested in survival games, but this one looks really cool.
Yeah.
So that's grounded. Let's see. We don't need to talk about that. That's fine. What's this game? What the fuck is this game?
Don't.
What the fuck is this game? Oh yeah. I guess we can talk about this really quick. I don't know. I mean, have you played many of these like first-person dungeon crawly games? There were a lot of old ones in the past, and then Legend of Grimrock kind of came out and did a lot with that as well.
I did not.
Well, there's this game called Operencia: The Stolen Sun, which was it's based off Hungarian folklore, I believe. It's a turn-based dungeon crawly combat game, but you can actually freely move around. There's no like grid, well, outside of combat, I should say. And everyone's fully voice acted pretty well, and the world is quite fully realized. And I didn't play that much. I just had other stuff that I was more interested in, I guess. But I did think it was really well done, and people who are looking for dungeon crawlers like this, I think will have a good time with it. It looks really cool.
It is a niche market nowadays, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I fell in
Actually,
love
no,
with Legend of
I
Grimrock.
played fucking dungeon crawlers.
Yeah.
But it was on my 3DS, not on PC.
What game?
What were the names? One moment.
Yeah, I played Legend of Grimrock a lot. If I assume people who are into this genre would have already heard of it, but Legend of Grimrock is awesome. There's a lot of, I think I talked about it on the podcast as well, but there's a lot of secrets to find, and I really loved that shit. And also, the combat wasn't turn-based; it was kind of like a hybrid. It was cool.
I played Etrian Odyssey. This
Atrian
series.
Odyssey.
Yeah. It's like a dungeon crawler, but you also have to draw your own map.
And on the DS, that's perfect, right?
Yeah, because you have a touchpad. That was like the DS thing then.
Is this by Nintendo or not? Can I show footage?
It is by Nintendo.
Okay, I won't risk it then. Look it up. Etrian Odyssey.
It's actually not. It is published by Deep Silver.
Yeah, but I also saw Nintendo
thing,
there.
so
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's it, man. I'll save these for next time. Is there anything you want to talk about before we're done, or?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, let's quickly wrap it up with give me your thoughts on what's the worst trait about striking. For me, it's definitely he always leaves mid podcast, like we're not important enough, you know.
It's as if it wasn't incredibly rude.
It's like who does that, man? Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. All right, thank you for watching, everybody.
If I was on a podcast,
Yeah.
just want to say, if I was on a podcast and I had to take a huge shit,
Yeah.
I would be like, no, I will poop my pants.
Thank you. That's the dedication I expect. And he should have just been honest and said that he's having bowel problems, you know.
Yeah.
But now he's there pretending as if we don't know that he's in the toilet. But I mean, we all know it. We all know it.
What can you do? Yeah.
What else would he have left for? It's the only thing I can think of. Alright, thank you for watching, everybody. Let us know in the comments what the worst trait about striking is. And we'll talk about those with him next time we'll review them. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks, goodbye, and see you next time.